The Friday Sports Riot.
I'ma start a ride.
The Friday Sports Riot on SportsTownChicago.com.
What's up? This is the Friday Sports Riot on SportsTownChicago.com. I'm Ryan Hoppy.
And I'm Ryan Stuppridge.
Call the show and get on the air and talk to us. 630-403-5200. That's 630-403-5200. And on the phone line, he is the host of the Gravy and Raechel in the Morning Show up in Grand Rapids on Hot 105.3 FM. He is our White Sox analyst. Gravy is on the phone line. What's up, man?
How's it going, guys?
We are doing good. Now, what is your take on the White Sox since we've last had you on the show, like since the last few weeks?
Oh, man, I think we've lost a lot of games since I talked to you last. But
yeah.
We've been doing a lot. I think we've won, 3 of our last 4, so that's good. But, losing Abreu was bad, and but now seeing the team starting to come back together now that we're getting other players off the disabled list. I think we got kind of lucky because we probably should have lost more games, but we played a lot of crappy teams while players were on the disabled list, and we still lost a lot of those games, but it could have been worse.
Now, you guys did get a win last night against the Yankees. What was your take as Chris Sale came back from the DL and had a good game?
I mean, I was wondering if anybody was going to hit him. I mean, it was amazing. His minor league outing before that, he pitched 4 innings and struck out 11 people. But yeah, it was absolutely amazing. It seems like the hitters just could not get a beat on him, and it seems like it was kind of a good thing that they did give him that time off and put him back to where he should be.
Do you think it was a smart move for them to keep him in? Like I know a lot of Sox fans and like a lot of baseball fans, obviously want him to go as long as he possibly can. But do you think it's a good idea that they set an actual count for him of things he can throw that game, or do you think that it was a bad move and he should have tried to go more than 6 innings?
He just got off the DL. I mean, I would rather them be safer than sorry and then lose him for 15 more games.
Right.
But obviously, our bullpen's not the greatest, but it's a lot better than it was at the start of the season.
And with Jose Abreu on the DL now, do you think Paul Konerko can contribute to this team? Because now he's going to be, have an everyday role. And do you think that with more time with him on the starting lineup, he could really contribute to this team?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think you look at it, and and no matter who you are, I think you got to get a rhythm, a player, and you got to start playing games and seeing pitches, and so the ball looks bigger to you after a while. So, obviously he doesn't have a huge average, but he's just been pinch hitting and things like that. But we've seen him hit home runs, we've seen him hit balls down the line for a couple RBIs. So he has made a difference in a couple games already without playing a lot.
And do you think that Hector Noesi, as he takes the mound tonight, do you think that he'll have a good game tonight against the Yankees, or do you think the Yankees are poised to light him up?
That guy just sucks. I mean, he's just awful.
Yeah, I know.
And here's the problem. So the White Sox faced him when he was at the Rangers.
Yeah.
And then they scored 7 runs or something like that in 1 inning. A week later, the White Sox signed him. And, I don't think he's that great. We're going to have to score a lot of runs, I think, if we're going to win tonight. Now, he did have that outing where he only gave up 3 runs. But in that outing, there was also a lot of chances for that team that they were playing at that time to score more runs that, they just didn't. So, yeah, I just don't think he's the answer. Now, I did hear a rumor that the White Sox are thinking about signing Samardzija. I don't know if that's true or not. But
I'm not sure if that's true. But
what do you think Jeff Samardzija would bring to the team? Would he help this team hover around 500 for the rest of the summer? What would he bring to the South Side?
Let's see. He would make Hector Noesi not be starting tonight. That's a big thing. Second of all, I mean, think about it. That guy has got probably a 1-something ERA last I looked, and I don't think he's got a win yet. I mean, it's awful. Yeah, so I mean, I think he could bring a lot to any team. He's obviously a great pitcher. I hate to compliment anybody who's with the Cubs, but I think he would bring a lot to the team. And starting is where we have the problem because Danks is kind of up and down. You got Sale, who you can always depend on. Quintana, he had a good night the other night because usually when Quintana pitches, once somebody bats against him the second or third time, they're going to hit him.
Right.
So he would bring a lot to the lineup, I think.
The pitching matchup tonight is Hector Noesi against Hiroki Kuroda. And, of course, Hiroki Kuroda has done really good things this year. He's been a pretty good guy his whole career. Do you think the Sox can hit him tonight, or do you think that it'll have to be a pitching matchup tonight?
I think they can. I think now that they got their leadoff guy back in the spot, I think that they could. I think it's all a big difference when he's in the lineup. So I think if they play some small ball and mess with the pitcher and get on base, they can score some runs off him tonight.
Who needs to come up to the plate and hit well if we want to win this game against the damn Yankees tonight?
I would have to say, Tyler Flowers started out really well, and I never thought I'd put him on my fantasy baseball team. But now lately he's been riding the bench because he hasn't been hit that well. But he's starting to hit better. I think we need to see more from Tyler Flowers. I think Gordon Beckham has been pretty surprising. Mm-hmm. I think we have the hitters. It just seems like the White Sox get in these funks where it's like no matter what, like they can't hit the ball in some cases. Like last year was awful. So, which you have seen in a couple games, like losing games to Houston and losing games to the Diamondbacks is awful. So I just think the whole team needs to really step up. And I think it's going to be more than one player, but I would say Tyler Flowers is very important for him to step up.
What is your take on Gordon Beckham? Has he passed your expectations before the season began, or is this where you thought he would be?
I think last I checked, he was hitting 275 or something like that. I probably expected him around 240, 250. So I think he is hitting better, and I think he will be traded this year.
Yeah. I could see that happening too. But do you think that Scott Carroll could be back in the rotation anytime soon, maybe to replace Hector Noesi? I know Scott Carroll, after those two good starts, he didn't do much after that. He got lit up in Kansas City, I know. But do you think that we could see him anytime soon back in the rotation?
I think sometimes you gotta take a guy like that, and you gotta let him pitch in the majors, and then you gotta let him go down and think about different things he could be doing as a starter. So I think you could. I just think it's kind of a process that you have with a new pitcher, and it's not often that a new pitcher comes up, pitches, and stays for the whole season. So I think he'll definitely get back in the rotation eventually. But maybe Noesi will surprise us tonight. Who knows?
Yeah, hopefully.
Now, Gravy, what is your take about the Yankees? Everyone hates them, but especially Derek Jeter, as this was the last time he will ever play on the South Side. How sad is that for you as a baseball fan? Even though he plays for the Yankees, he has been playing for 2 decades, and he's one of the greatest players I've ever seen. What is your take?
I think you respect that. Whether you're a fan or not, I think that you respect what he's done, and I believe the White Sox are going to do that on Sunday.
Yeah.
They're going to have a whole thing where they honor Derek Jeter. Because I believe he played in not just U.S. Cellular Field, but I think he also played in the old Comiskey Park as well. So,
yeah, he did.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of gift they give him, and I think that's a good thing about White Sox fans. I think White Sox fans will show Derek Jeter respect. I think it's sad to see Derek Jeter go, but I think you do show a guy respect like that, a guy who's been such a good ambassador for baseball. Now,
I don't want to talk about the Yankees too much, but where does he rank all time? What do you think, Gravy?
I would think that. Imagine if Lou Gehrig could have played longer, what he would have done. And Babe Ruth. I guess he'd be in the top 10. I don't know exactly, where I'd put him. Because, the Yankees is such a storied franchise and had so many amazing players. The list goes on and on. Probably even top 5, I would imagine.
And before we let you go, Gravy, what's coming up on the morning show next week?
Next week, we are starting to give away Fall Out Boy tickets for their show coming in here in Michigan, the Soaring Eagle Casino, and $50 gift cards and all sorts of things that we like to bribe people with to listen to our show.
Well, Gravy, have a good weekend, my man, and we can't wait to talk to you again in a few weeks about the White Sox.
All right, enjoy the long weekend, and anything from my school, Illinois Center for Broadcast.
Sounds good. Thank you, Gravy.
Yeah, bye.
And that was Gravy. You can hear him. If you're up in Grand Rapids and you're listening on the computer, you can check him out on your FM dial at 105.3. That is Hot 105.3 FM. But if you're listening to Sportstown Chicago here in Illinois, get the Hot 105.3 app in the app shop on any of your smartphones, or listen online at Hot 105.3 FM, and check him out at Twitter at Gravy Radio. Ryan, what did you think about his take on Derek Jeter? Where does he rank all time? What is going on in Super Rich's cranium? What's your take?
First, before I get to that, I want to clear something up, that Derek Jeter did not, in fact, play at Old Comiskey Park.
I was thinking about that because he's from 96. He's not from or 94. He's not
the park that is there now, which is U.S. Cellular Field, it was built in 1991, and I don't have a sheet in front of me. I'm just really good with that.
You sure?
Yes. I have nothing in front of me that says it. Yeah, but I think opening day 1991 was that park's first thing, and it was named Comiskey Park until I think 03 or 04. I think maybe 2004 or 2003 they changed the name to U.S. Cellular Field. But, Derek Jeter came into the league as a rookie in 1996. I think he made a debut in 95, but he didn't play till 96.
It's weird to think about. Back in 1996, I was really good at crapping myself in my diaper and watching Blue's Clues.
Yeah.
And here he is, just
was
playing
really
for the damn Yankees. No big deal.
Yeah. But, as far as Derek Jeter, are you talking about where does he rank all time against all ball players,
That's what I meant.
Or in the Yankees organization?
Well, all time, because that's more of an interesting discussion, because there's so many good Yankee players. Even ones that are
he's
more
in the top
low-key.
5, though, of all the Yankees, I think. I think you got Ruth, you got Gehrig, you got
Maybe
Mickey
Yogi
Mantle, Yogi Berra, and then after that, I'd say Jeter, probably. Maybe him, maybe that guy that played in the 70s, Reggie Jackson. Is that his name? Yeah.
I feel like he's better than Reggie Jackson. I feel like Reggie Jackson was a good player, because I didn't see him play. My parents were in high school. But it's like Derek was good the whole time. Reggie was just Mr. October. But
Derek is definitely in the top 5 of Yankees all time. He's definitely in the top 10 of maybe greatest players all time. I think he's widely considered the greatest shortstop to ever play the game.
Yeah.
Especially, I think everyone remembers that play in the 2001 ALCS against the Oakland A's, where he ran from shortstop all the way to home plate and flipped the ball over to the catcher to get the out at home plate. It was insane. In no way should Derek Jeter have been all the way over there, but he was. And
you know what my favorite part about Derek Jeter is? The fact that you can look up the list of girls that he's gone out with. Wow. Who cares that he has 5 World Series?
Yeah. Forget about the World Series. He's already won the World Series with those ladies. I mean, geez.
Literally, the amount of girls that he's given gift baskets out to. Like, he was with that one hot girl from SNL. He's with Mariah Carey. The amount of names that he was with, that he has slept with, is utterly ridiculous. Like, he's a man's,
he's a man's man. Well, he's not a man's dream.
Listen, everybody wishes they could live his life. They would dream to be Derek Jeter because he sleeps with all the beautiful women, and he played for the greatest baseball team in America.
And he's one of the greatest players of all time.
And he has 5 rings, and he's worth millions of bucks.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, Ryan, what's the number if they want to call?
If you'd like to call, you can call 630-403-5200, 630-403-5200.
Friday Sports Riot.
What's coming up?
Coming up at 5 o'clock, we're going to have Brett Poirier from, and he's our NBA analyst, and he will be up in about 15 minutes or so to talk about the NBA.
And he's up there in Canada, eh?
Yeah, he's up there in Canada, so should be a good interview. We're looking forward to it.
Check him out on Twitter. I see he's a pretty good following, like 45,000 followers, and he's like our same age. He's like 19. He's on Twitter at Brett NBA. Speaking of Twitter, where you at?
At Ryan Stuppridge.
I'm at Happy Radio 893. We will be right back on the Friday Sports Riot on SportsTownChicago.com. BRB.
The Hoppy and Super Rich Show.